Today, we are cracking a secret code. It's one that writers have used for centuries to make their work richer, deeper, and just better. We're talking about illusion, and I promise once you learn how to spot it, you'll never look at a book, a movie, or even a song the same way again.
So let me ask you something. You ever been reading and you get that nagging feeling that there's a hidden layer you're not quite getting? Kind of like an inside joke you're not in on? Well, guess what? You're probably right. And that secret, it's almost always an illusion. Let's just dive right in with an example, okay? On the one hand, you could say all this. He faced a final, decisive defeat from which he could not recover, and so on. It works, sure, but it's a mouthful. Or you could just say he met his Waterloo. 3 words. That's it. That tiny phrase says the exact same thing, but it does it with style, with power, and it has the entire weight of European history behind it. That, right there, is the magic of illusion.
So, a great way to start thinking about this is to see illusion as the writer's secret shortcut. It's how they pack a massive amount of meaning into a really small space. It's super efficient, and honestly, when it's done well, it is absolutely brilliant. Okay, so what is it, officially? An allusion is a brief and indirect reference to something well known. Now, the key words to lock onto here are indirect and without explaining it. This is so important. The author isn't going to spell it out for you. They trust you, the reader, to connect the dots. It's like an invitation to help create the story's meaning. So think of it this way. An allusion isn't just name-dropping. It's a hint that carries an entire story with it. When a writer mentions Pandora's box, they're not just talking about some container, right? No, they're instantly bringing up the whole myth, all the stuff about curiosity, unintended consequences, and unleashing total chaos, all of that in just one little phrase. All right, so how do you actually spot these hidden gems? Well, it's time to build your literary detective kit. These are the tools you're going to need to start finding allusions absolutely everywhere. Here we go. Here's a super practical checklist you can use. First, just spot a proper noun, a name like Hercules or Hamlet that just feels a little too big for the sentence it's in. Then, check if it's working on 2 levels. Does it have a literal meaning, but also a symbolic one? Number 3, ask yourself, is this famous? Because the writer is banking on you knowing it. And here's the big giveaway. Number 4, it's gonna be unexplained. The author leaves the work up to you. And finally, see how it connects back to a bigger theme in the story, like power or loss. If all those pieces click into place, bingo, you found an allusion. All right, detective, you've got your checklist. Now, where are the most common places to hunt for these clues? Let's take a quick tour through the 5 main territories where allusions tend to hang out. Let's break them down really quick. First, you've got your mythological allusions, pulling from all those awesome ancient stories about gods and monsters. Then there are historical ones, referencing real events and people, like our Waterloo example. Biblical allusions are super common, using figures and stories to say something about morality. You'll also see literary allusions, where one book winks at another famous book. And finally, there are cultural allusions, which can point to pretty much anything from a classic movie to a popular meme. And this isn't just some abstract concept. You see it everywhere in classic literature. For instance, in D.H. Lawrence's poem Snake, the snake isn't just an animal, it's a huge allusion to the biblical serpent, instantly layering the whole poem with ideas about temptation and knowledge. Or think about Shelley's poem Ozymandias, which alludes to a real Egyptian pharaoh to make this powerful point about how even the greatest power will eventually turn to dust. Okay, so we know what allusions are, we know how to find them, but why does any of this matter? What's the big deal? Let's zoom out and look at the big picture. Why this stuff fundamentally makes reading so much better. Well, writers use them to add all these layers of meaning without having to spell everything out. It's how they connect their work to these huge cultural and historical ideas. By tapping into something you already know, they make your emotional reaction so much richer. But maybe the best part of all is that it's subtle. It lets you discover the meaning. And you get that awesome aha moment of satisfaction when it clicks. It just adds so much depth to big themes like pride, loss, and morality. I mean, it really all boils down to this perfectly simple phrase. It says little, yet means a lot. It's the ultimate literary leverage, right? A writer can use just a few simple words to tap into centuries of shared stories, meaning, and emotion. It's so powerful. So, the next time you open up a book, remember that detective kit. Don't just read the words on the page. Start looking for the stories that are hiding between the lines. Because you know the code now.
The only question is, what secrets are you gonna uncover?